This man is literally smiling the whole time while he's actively dribbling and scoring. So, of course, intrigued by this behavior, I decided I was going to try to answer this question. Why is Rafael Leao always smiling? Now, the answer to this question could simply be that Leao is just a happy individual who loves his life and is grateful to be able to do what he loves for a living. But let me propose to you my theory. I think that there might be something a little bit more scientific going on behind that cheerful grin of his. Alright, we're going to start at the human face. Composed of 43 different muscles, it takes a total of 17 of them to produce a smile. This act of smiling sends a neurochemical signal from your brain to release dopamine, endorphins, and serotonin, the feel-good chemicals. These neurotransmitters are associated with feelings of relaxation, pain relief, increased confidence, and the lowering of anxiety, all of which would be very important things to have in check when performing at an elite level of sport. So, could Leao be using his smile to relax himself and increase his level of confidence in order to help him perform at a higher level during his matches? This is Charles Darwin. He's well known for a number of things like the theory of natural selection, having a great beard, and marrying his first cousin. Maybe he was trying to study about inbreeding? I don't know. Anyways, he also proposed something called the facial feedback hypothesis in 1872, and it states that one's facial expression directly influences their emotional state. In other words, it suggests that an individual can change how they're feeling in any given moment by physically altering their facial expression. So this means not only do you smile when you feel happy, but that smiling on its own can actually make you feel happy. And there is scientific evidence to prove this. In 1988, Stack et al. Performed a study in which participants were asked to hold either a pen between their teeth, which would simulate muscular activation during a smile, or between their lips, which would simulate a frown. All the while, they would be filling out a questionnaire which would subjectively test their state of emotion. The study concluded that the group that held a pen between their teeth simulating a smile reported a significantly higher rating of happiness and amusement than that of the group which was made to simulate a frown. Furthermore, a different study was conducted in 1989 using vowels to simulate facial expression, and similar results were found. On the opposite side of the spectrum, scientists have discovered ultimately by accident that Botox injections in the face can actually inadvertently alleviate symptoms of depression by inhibiting the function of muscles used in the act of frowning.
Smiling. Great. Frown.
And now frown.
Is that a frown?
That is my frown.
Not being able to frown as much literally prevented them from having feelings of sadness as often. Crazy, I know. Now with this new information in mind, let's talk about marathon world record holder Eliud Kipchoge, who ran the first ever sub-2-hour marathon. Throughout many legs of that grueling race, Eliud wore a smile on his face, even though he had to have been in a state of constant pain and exhaustion. This is him in the last 30 seconds of the race, and he's smiling the entire way through. Researchers, baffled by this, performed an experiment to see if there was an explanation for why he could be smiling. The results they discovered were amazing. Participants who smiled while running used less oxygen, ran more economically, and had a lower perceived rate of exertion. Overall, they were 2.8% more efficient than those who weren't smiling, which over time adds up significantly. So let's get back on topic. How exactly does this relate to Rafael Leao? Well, these studies provide evidence that it is actually physically possible to artificially influence your own emotional state by changing your facial expression. There is an issue here, and it's that it's literally impossible to determine whether or not Leao is actively choosing to smile, or if he's at all aware that this is an actual method for improving athletic performance without actually asking him. I have a hunch, though, that this is not the case, and that the smile Leao makes while he's playing is an unconscious habit that he formed probably at a young age. To show you what I mean, let's talk about Michael Jordan. If you don't already know, Jordan was incredibly well known for a particular facial habit himself, sticking out his tongue. And when asked about this behavior, he explained, "Well, it's an unconscious habit that I picked up from my father. Being a little kid and you're watching your father work, he used to stick his tongue out, and I took it up and made it a habit, and now I can't stop. I tried to stop. I tried playing with a mouthpiece in my mouth, just didn't work. It didn't feel natural. You see, the tongue is an incredibly complex muscle and requires a significantly large amount of brain power. So by extending and flexing your tongue, the communication between the brain and the tongue is temporarily stopped, in turn freeing up extra brain power to focus on whatever task is at hand. And this is where things get interesting. The glenoglossus muscle, which is just a fancy way of saying the tongue, is actually being flexed when you smile. That's right. When Rafael Leao smiles, he is cutting off the communication between his brain and his tongue, helping him better concentrate on dribbling the ball and scoring for Milan or Portugal. By using the combined benefits you get from smiling and tongue flexion, he is able to unconsciously squeeze out a bit more performance from his game and feel great while doing it.
Look at Rafael Leao, he's so good, boy. That boy Rafael Leao, my mans. Why you look so good though, bro?
And that's my theory as to why Rafael Leao smiles while he's playing. I could just be completely missing the mark here and fell down the rabbit hole, and Rafael Leao is just smiling because he feels like it, and it's not that deep, bro. But tell me what your thoughts are anyways about my theory. And as always, thanks for watching if you stayed this long, and subscribe if you like this type of content. Also, let me know what other types of video topics you'd like to see, and peace.